So in this nuke box is a 4-frame nuke with 4 frames of brood. I split this from my school hive for my beekeeping club for my high school students. And we also split it a second time. So we took that hive and it's 3 hives now. What this hive or nuke is missing is a queen. So I ordered a queen. We're gonna transfer this nuke into this deep body, hopefully give them a frame of honey or 2, add the queen, and we'll have a brand new hive on into the bee yard here. Pretty excited. So let's get to it. So this hive again, this nuke doesn't have a queen. I did make another nuke that had young brood, and I'm gonna give that nuke a chance to make a queen. But we're gonna transfer this into the deep body, add the queen. This is a good little nuke, 4 frames of brood, and then just an extra frame there. But this is a good hive. I'm excited to expand my apiary a little bit here. They're pretty calm, but I'm gonna give them a little smoky smoke. And this is just gonna be a quick transfer. And then I'm going to do another nuke split with you. So here's a little bit of brood here. I actually grabbed 2 frames. There's a nice frame of brood here. This is all female brood, worker brood. These should be emerging as adults any day now. There's a little bit of drone brood right here. But this little hive, this 5-frame nuke, is gonna maintain its size for a while. And the mated queen that I put in is gonna really get this hive going. I could, even if I'm lucky, I could get honey from this hive this year. Because it's so early, it's March. I could get honey from this hive by August. Here's another full frame of brood. This is gonna be a great little nuke here. It's not a nuke anymore. It's a beehive. Okay, so this 4-frame nuke is looking good. It's already spreading out. There's already been bees that have hatched. So I kept this nuke locked up for a day or so. And now we're gonna add the missing ingredient here. This is a queen. She's a marked queen. I had to order this. I do sometimes let my hives raise their own queens, but it just worked out that I was able to get these now, so I got them. So we're gonna go ahead and put our queen here and see what the bees do. So they're going to eat the sugar out of this candy here. It might take them a day or 2, maybe even 3 days. And hopefully by that time, the queen is gonna have control over this hive with her pheromones, and she's mated, she'll get to laying, and we'll have a hive business as usual. I'm real excited. Great way to expand my apiary. Instead of buying a whole package, which I do, I actually have 2 packages to install. But it's just a great way to expand your own apiary. Buying a queen, And real excited about this. Now I'm gonna go through the process and show you how to make a split from another hive of mine. I'm gonna try to make at least a 3-frame nuke, maybe 4 frames. We'll just see how much brood we got in this other hive. Okay, so what we're gonna be working on, this is a strong hive. It has about 20 frames of bees or so. I'm going to take about 5 or 6 frames of brood here, and I'm going to transfer it to a new hive. And I'm also going to take the old queen and bring the old queen to a new hive. So this is basically a swarm mimic split. It's a swarm prevention split. I am trying to have my split be as close to what actually happens in nature. So that's going to hopefully minimize swarming. So what happens in nature with bees is that if you have a good hive that overwinters, the queen is usually maybe 2 years old at that point. And what's going to happen, there's so much population that the queen is going to lay eggs that are going to become swarm cells. And she knows that the workers are going to turn those eggs into queens, okay? So what normally happens, the young queen is going to replace the new queen, and that's the end of the queen's life. But if the queen can swarm, she's going to take about half of the bees with her, and she can live another year or so, okay? So if you were a queen, you would want to live too, probably, right? So she's going to, in nature, the queen's going to lose a little bit of weight so that she can fly, because normally she can't really fly after she starts producing eggs, and she's going to leave, and that's basically how bees spread out their population. So instead of doing that, I'm going to take the old queen in a new hive with some brood. That's going to mimic what happens in nature. It's also going to minimize swarming because it's only March. There's about 20 frames of bees in here. If I did nothing to this hive, probably by the middle of April, maybe May, it would swarm and I would leave my bees, okay? Or I would lose my bees. And that would not be good because bees are expensive. So I really, really need to find the queen in order to do this. There's a little bit of bee candy here. Pollen patty, I'm gonna give them all some pollen patties again. So she's back in this hive. I'm going to close this hive up, and we're going to add a queen, a new queen, to the old hive. And like I said, that's going to mimic what happens in a swarm. So this hive I'm happy with. And she's going to be laying again. And this hive is going to build up, and we'll just have another great hive going. So this hive is the queenless hive now. I'm going to add the new queen, and it's going to take a couple days for them to get acclimated to her. This hive has been queenless for maybe 25 minutes. You can actually hear that they're queenless. They make a totally different noise. They're upset. They're looking for the queen. It's just amazing. I'm also going to take another frame or two. Now that I know the queen isn't in here, I'm going to take 2 more frames, and I'm going to use those for my packages that I also got today. But you can hear that the hive is queenless. I'm going to try to show that to you. Okay, let's add the new queen, the secret ingredient, to the hive here. In a couple days, they will eat that sugar out, and the pheromones of that queen will hopefully adapt it to this hive, and then we'll have a new queen in this hive, and the old queen is in her new hive. So I just made a nice little split here. I'm pretty excited. I'm just expanding my apiary, trying to make it affordable. Thanks for watching.